Alright, before I go crazy with anticipation, let's get these drums added to the channel rack in FL Studio. Here we go. Alright, so we've associated our multi-velocity samples with FL Studio in the last video. And now we are going to add our samples to our channel rack. Each of the pieces of the drum kit have an average of 8 samples of different velocities, or timbres as they may call them. And I like to use 5 samples of each of the pieces of the drum kit. In some cases there are a little bit less, and I'll explain that a little bit later. But right now we're going to start with our kick drum. And the way we do that is, initially here in the way it's set up, we've got the number 1 channel selected right here. And this is our kick drum. I'm going to go over here to my drums. I'm going to right click on Kick 01. The first option here is to send to selected channel or focus plugin. That's what we're going to do. We're going to send that kick right there. Then we're going to go to Kick 02, right click on it. Oh, nope, I'm sorry. We're going to select the next channel. Then we're going to right click on 02, send it to the selected channel. Then we're going to click on the third channel and do the same. Right click here, send it to the selected channel. Select this one and go to number 4, send it to the selected channel. Now we have to go to 5. Since we've run out over here, we're going to open it in a new channel. And that is my 5 samples of the kick drum. And real quick, like, I'm going to go back up to here to my first one and click on it. It brings up this panel. I'm going to normalize it, close out of it. And I'm going to do that with each of these. I'm going to click on normalize, normalize, and normalize. And I could have done this earlier. I should have done it to make it quicker, but I'm going to put each of these in track 1. So here I'm going to go to track 1, track 1, track 1, and track 1. That is the location in the mixer that they're all going to go. So right here in the mixer, this is track 1. We're going to right click on it. We're going to rename it. We're going to call it kick and enter. Later on we'll do some more things to these tracks. Okay, so my next thing I want to do is I'm going to add my snare. I'm going to right click on it on the first sample, go to new channel, right click on 2, and I'm going to do this with 5 samples in new channels. And while I'm here and I have these open, I'm going to hit normalize and close them out. Normalize, normalize, and normalize. On the mixer, we're going to send our snares to channel 2, to track number 2, I'm sorry. Track number 2 on each of these. Okay, we're going to do that with each of the pieces of the drum kit that I choose, but you can choose to add as many pieces of the drum kit as you'd like. The next few things that I add are going to be a closed hi-hat, an open hi-hat, and then we have 3 toms that we have available to us within this particular pack. And then I like to add a left and a right crash. And if you have any China cymbals, then that's great to add for heavy metal. I'm going to go ahead and do all these things real quick, and I'll be right back. This is what a drum kit will look like. We have kick drum first, then we have the snare, then we have hi-hats, then we have tom 1, tom 2, and tom 3. Then we have our left crash, and we have a right crash, and we have a ride. Okay, so I've just set up the drums according to the diagram that I've showed you there. And here's what we ended up with. There are 5 kicks, and I've placed them into track number 1 in the mixer. There are 5 snares, track number 2. There are 3 open hi-hats and 3 closed hi-hats, and I have placed all the hi-hats into track number 3. I put tom 1 into track number 4, tom 2 into track number 5, and tom 3 into track number 6 on the mixer. And I've got a Zildjian thin 18-inch crash that I've placed into 7, and I'm only using 3 samples of that. And I've got a Zildjian dark 18-inch crash that I've placed into track number 8. And then for the ride cymbal, I have put the bow portion of the ride into track number 9 and the bell portion of it into track number 10. So now when we go into our mixer, I have named each of these tracks according to the pieces of the drum kit that we have just gone through. Okay, so far this is kind of tedious and boring, but what we're doing is we're building this drum kit in a one-time experience. And what will happen is we'll save this as a template that you can pull up for all of your future music. And you won't have to do this all over again because it's already saved as a template. Be patient and do the homework. These are the kind of results you can expect. Alright, so I was driving down the street to pick up my check yesterday, and this lick came into my head, and I was like, I gotta get it recorded before I forget it. Not much to it, but I got to get it recorded because I know full well I'm going to forget the lick, or it's going to develop into other things, and then eventually I'm just going to lose it. So you got to get home and get that thing recorded into FL Studio before you just lose it. Alright, in the next video we're going to place our drum pieces into their proper stereo perspective, and we're going to do some gain staging. We're getting pretty close to recording heavy metal. Let's do this homework and get it out of the way. If you like what you see here, hit the like and subscribe buttons. Thank you. Thank you very much. See you soon.